Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of the plugin tutorial. In today's video we're going to be covering how to make your own rank system, and with that we're going to be storing values into a file and fetching them. We're also going to be making a config.yml where you can add configurable options. We're going to be doing all that stuff, but if you haven't already watched the first two videos, go check them out, episode 2 especially, because we're going to be covering a lot of stuff that I did cover in that, and I'm not going to be explaining it too much in detail in this video because I've already made the other episode. So go check that out if you haven't already. And without further ado, because I don't want to waste too much time, let's just get straight into it. I have some great news. I've recently been partnered up with GamerSupps. What is GamerSupps? If you don't already know, GamerSupps is a healthy energy drink which is 0 calories, at 0 carbs, and isn't dumped with fillers. GamerSupps uses natural caffeine to give you a clean boost in energy without crashes that you'll get from other energy drinks. I've been drinking GamerSupps for the past couple months and can't recommend it enough. It's my go-to drink. Recently they've released a caffeine-free version, so now you can drink GamerSupps any time of the day and still get the benefits of the vitamins and nootropics to help you focus. GamerSupps is also well known for their waifu shaker cup. These are shaker cups with images of anime-style women who have large personalities, that when you fill the cup with drink, the color of their images is colored in. Make sure you check them out and use the link in the description. If you use the code Splodgebox, you get 10% off on your purchase at checkout. Thanks again to GamerSupps for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the video. Alright, so to get started, we're going to be first making a config.yml and also a ranks.yml. So the way that we do that is we just go to file, press new, type in config.yml. And there we go, we got config.yml, and we're also going to be making a ranks.yml. So now we have the two files. The config.yml is going to be, this is all handled with Spigot, whereas this file we're going to have to actually make our own system for it. The config.yml is like a default. You can add like your just configurable values and stuff like that. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So as I mentioned in the start of the video, we're going to be making a rank system. So we're going to be adding the ranks options in this. So we're going to be making like ranks. We'll make like a default, give it a name. We'll give it color as well. So we'll make it gray. And we're also going to make an admin rank. And we'll give the color red. So there we go. And basically in this video, I'm going to be also covering how you can make it so every time you make a new one, so if we made like a mod one and everything, it will work. You don't have to actually add it in code. And this is ideally for, when you're trying to make your own custom plugins and stuff like that, that you're giving out to people. So like a public plugin, this is definitely the way to go. And in the ranks.yml, we'll add a data, just data, and then the square brackets. I don't think you need to do this, but I just tend to do it just for simplicity. Well, now we've got all that sorted out. First of all, what you want to do to load the config.yml is you need to type in save default config. Now you could do save config and that will just load the config.yml, but it will not contain these values. So if you do save default config, it's going to fetch it from here and it's going to get all these values that are in it. And when the player like loads up this server, it's going to come up with that. So but as you can notice, there's no way for us to do it for the ranks file. I mean, there's like reload config, there's like get config, but this is all just for the config.yml. So we actually need to make a way to actually get this file, but we'll do that in a second. First of all, we're going to be actually focusing on this bit. So we're going to preload this data because we want to actually use this data frequently, and we don't want to keep on going into the file to get it. So the way that we're going to do this, we're going to go to the data package, and we're going to be making a class called rank. And if you haven't already watched episode 2, go watch that because we're covering a lot of the stuff from there. And I'm not going to be, repeating what I pretty much did there. You can just follow on how I'm coding it. So now we can do private final string rank, private final string display, private final string color. Now we could do it this way, or we can pretty much just put it all together. So display and color. It's really up to you. Both ways work effectively. It's only if you wanted to set it differently, like as in you wanted to set like rank as a set as well. You would have to have it in separate lines, but you can just do it in one line as well. It's pretty much the same thing. So now that we got this sorted out, we're going to be making a rank controller. Again, controllers are something I covered in, I think the first video or the second video. So we make a rank controller. We're going to be, you know, calling the rank controller because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff for loading. We're also going to need an instance of our main class. Sample plugin. Alright, so now that we got that sorted out, so in theory, this is how it goes. So we pretty much preload all the data from this class, from this file into these classes as ranks, and that way we can get it more easily. This just saves a lot of time. It's more good. It's like just better practice in the real world. And I already mentioned that I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff like good practices. So first of all, we need to make a hash map, which will contain a string and a rank, and I'll explain that now. So the string is because we don't want to have to keep on searching by the object, so we would have to put in all three values. We just want to be able to just search by just the rank name. It's like a key, and then here's like the actual value. So it's like a, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's a basic concept. Maps.new hash map. Now, if you don't have this, if you can't get this, you can just do a new hash map. It's basically the same thing. It's just that I think this is much more cleaner. All right, so now we want to actually load. Oh wow, the car's going crazy outside. All right, so now we actually want to create a method where we can load all the ranks. So call it load ranks, and now we need to grab these values from the config.yml, and the way that we do that is we do plugin get config get configuration section ranks. Now configuration section is this bit, and it's pretty much going to get these two values, so admin and default. It's going to pretty much just loop through all the actual bits. So as you can see, it's all indented. So you know, if I press this, you see it's got two keys. Each one is a different key. You know, it's only gonna give me these two values, and we want to get these inside bits as well. So we do get keys false. So now we're getting all the keys. The reason why we put get keys as false, from what I understand, is because it then fetches the children, which are like the I'm not sure what it does actually. I just know that you say it as false. But anyway, so we now want to actually put our ranks in here, and we're gonna set the key as the key for the hash map. So that's gonna be like default, the string default. We want to set as new rank. And now what we need to do is we need the key again. We need to get plugin get config get string ranks, and then key, and then name, and we want to do the exact same thing but for color. And let me explain this now as well. So as I mentioned, we only get those values at the front, so we want to get the whole path. So we put the value and we get the stuff, and we now have stored it in our rank, and it's now stored in here. Now we can make it do load ranks. However, because this is going to be run on enable, sometimes it doesn't load in time. So what you want to do is you want to probably put a delay. The way that you do that is you could just do this load ranks. So basically what this is going to do is it's just going to delay it by 1 second. And in that 1 second, no player could really join the server because it's not 1 second after the server is fully enabled. It's 1 second after the plugin is enabled, which happens pre thing. And by the time the players join, this is already run, so you'll be fine in that sense. Alright, so now that we've actually got the ranks sorted, we can then, like, if we wanted to, like, you could do like ranks.get and then default, and then you can like get the rank, and then that way you can like get the, oh sorry, get the like, yeah, so get the rank, get the color, get the display. Alright, so now we're actually gonna be creating the ranks.yml and the whole system behind it on how we can fetch it and put values into it. Alright, so now let's get straight into it. So first of all, we need to create two variables, which are going to be final file, rank file, private final, YAML configuration, rank config. And I'll explain why we need to do these now. So first of all, we need to do rank file. So we need to actually create the rank file, because we're going to be getting the .yml file from the stored values that are inside our plugin. And the way that we can do that is we can do new file plugin.data folder. We want to get ranks.yml. The plugin.data folder is going to be the folder that generates when you load your plugin. So you know when it does like you know when you've got like example plugin, and then inside it it's usually got the config.yml and all that stuff. That's the data folder, and that's where we're checking for the ranks.yml. So now we want to check if it's not already loaded. So if rank file exists, so if it doesn't exist already, then we want to actually load it from our plugin. So we want to save resource plugin.get data folder. Oh no, my bad, sorry, you don't want to do that. You want to just do ranks.yml, and you want to set that as false because we don't want to replace it every time. So there we go, that's how you do it, and that's now the file has been loaded into the plugin. However, now there's no way for us to fetch it, because if you check rank file, there's no like set config or like get string, there's nothing like that. So the way that we do that is we do YAML configuration.load, and we want to get the rank file. Oh, sorry, rank file, and we actually want to assign that to our rank config variable. So there we go, that's how you pretty much load it. And now we also need a save function for this config, because you know we do want to save data into it. So the way that we're going to do that is we can do save rank config, or you could just do save config. It's really up to you. Yeah, that might just be more ideal. Save, no, let's say it's rank config. It does, again, it doesn't matter. And the way that we can do this easily is we can kind of copy how the config.yml does it. So if you do save config and then you click on it, you can see that it's got its own way to do it. So it just says get config.save, and then it does the file. So we pretty much want to copy that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do rank config.save, and we're going to do rank file. And you can see it comes up red because it's got an exception that it's going to throw. So we pretty much want to surround it with the try and catch, or you can add it to the actual thing, but then you'll have to do it later. So you might as well just do it with the adding try and catch. That's fine. You can just let it throw. It's going to throw the error for you. You can also do e.print stack trace, which does the exact same thing. But there we go. We've now got our whole config system, and we can now do stuff like rank config.get string. You know, we can set values. We can do a lot of different things. So now we're going to actually be making the actual storage, right? Because we want to actually store the player in the ranks.yml, and we also want to get the player from the ranks.yml. We want to give them a rank. We want to do all that different stuff. So we're going to be covering that right now. All right, so now we're going to be making the get players, save players, and load players methods. So first of all, we got public void load player. We'll get the player. We also have public void save player, where we want to save the current player rank. And we also have public void get player. Another thing we want to do is we also want to do public void get rank. No, I mean public rank get rank. Realistically, let me explain this actually. So you might be thinking, you know, why are we doing that when we can just do ranks.get and then we can just get it? You realistically don't want to be fetching this from any other file. You want to create your own methods in which they can fetch this file, like they can fetch values from this hash map rather than accessing the hash map because it's private final. You don't want to be accessing it from somewhere else. You want to just access it from this file only and create the methods needed for it from this file only. So we can do ranks dot get and then rank. Pretty simple. That's just, I mean, you could just do this value, like you could do this anywhere, but in the real world you don't want to ever touch this. You just want to touch it in the one file. That's it. You don't want to do it anywhere else. So now we're going to be doing a load player. We're going to be making our load player, and first of all we actually need to make a place to store the player data, right? So what we want to do is we want to create another hash map, add a UUID rank, and then we call it ranked players. Now let me explain. UUID is an ID that's given to each Minecraft player, and it's just a way that you can define it because it's unique. Even if you have thousands of players, no two UUIDs are going to be the same, which is ideal because you want to separate the data for each player. Because if you have two people with the same UUID and they join the server, the whole thing breaks in sense because it's going to try and fetch the UID of one of the two, and it's probably going to be just random, and it, you know, you kind of want everyone to have their own different thing. Because if you had like an admin called if you did it by name and you had an admin called Splodgebox and then someone joined on the server with their name Splodgebox somehow, because you can do that a lot, you can do that pretty easily. So let's say they both joined, the server's going to be a bit confused and it's going to be like, okay, so which Splodgebox am I giving the admin role to? And obviously you have specific permissions in that, and it's gonna kind of break. So you want to do by UUID. So first of all, we want to load the player, and the way that we're going to do this is we want to actually check if they're already in the file, because if they are, then we don't want to give them a default role. We want to think. So actually we first need to do this get players. So the way that we do this is we want to do if rank config contains data dot and then player dot get unique ID, right? Then what we want to do is we want to return, oh my bad, I meant to do rank. Then what we want to return is get rank, and then we want to get the rank config get string data dot player dot player get unique ID, and then if it's not, then we just run a return null. So there we go. Now we can fetch the actual player's rank from the config, which, I mean, actually realistically this is not ideal because probably want to name it from file. Then it's going to get the rank from file, and we also want a get player, and the way that we're going to just do that is we just simply rank players, and there we go. So what we want to do now is we want to do rank, and we want to check if they're in the file already. If not, so if the rank is equal to null, then rank equals get rank default. Now I'm just doing it like this, but realistically what you want to do is you probably want to add like a value that has like default true, and you want to load that, and then you want to only give the default thing rather than searching up default hard coded. I'm just showing it because this is just an example. You need to expand on this. Don't just copy what I do. Expand on your own work. You know, make your own things. Make it your own plugin, rather than copying exactly what I have. So now what we want to do is when we go to rank players, put player get unique ID, and we want to put their rank, and that's it. Now that's loaded the player, and now we want to make a way to save the player. So the way that we do that is we do rank config set, and then we want to set data dot player get unique ID, and we want to set the value as so what we want to do is we actually want to get the player's rank. Now 9 times out of 10, this, well, actually all the time, this will be loaded before this. So no matter what, they will always have a rank. So you don't need to worry about making null checks for this, because it's just not something that's going to matter. And we want to get rank, because that's going to be the ID. As you can see, we got the key. So now we've made a way to get the rank, load the player, save the player. Wait, actually, oh, I just forgot one more thing. Now we want to also do save rank config. But now we have a save player, and get player from file. So there we go. And now you'll see this is red, and the reason why it's red is because you need to, you know, initialize it. So there we go. That's the whole controller ready, and it's all ready to go. So what we want to do now is we want to go to our main file, our example plugin, main file, and we want to do private rank controller, and we want to call it from the on enable new rank controller this, and there we go. You can also add a getter on top of it if you want to use it from a different place, but realistically we're not going to be using it too often, but I am going to put it here like this, because let's say you had a bigger plugin, you had a command, you probably would want to add a getter to this, and you probably would want a way to access this. So we can just leave it with a getter for now. But yeah, because I'm not going to be making a command, but obviously you want to make a command that does like rank set, and then set the player's rank. But anyway, now we want to make a listener, and that will check for when the player joins the server, when the player quits the server. Oh, let's make that called listeners, and we'll make it implement listeners. Now we can do event handler on join. I covered this in the first video, so if you are unaware, please go watch that. You want to get the player, get player. I'm sorry if I'm going fast, you can kind of pause and just take your time. Rank controller, and we can do required args constructor. Alright, so now what we can do is we do want to do load player for when you join. Event handler public void on quit. Player quit event. We're going to do exactly the same, except rank controller dot save player. So now we have it. When they join, it's going to load them into our in our own custom local storage, our cache, if you want to say that, rank players. So now we're going to have Splodgebox UUID, and then we're going to have the rank, which will be default since obviously I haven't joined before. So now that we have that, we also want, just because we're just making a test plugin, we also want a way to maybe like get how do I explain it? We also want to set myself as admin as well in a way, and the way that you would usually do that is via command. But just because this is again a test plugin, I'm just making this just to explain to you how it works. You need to expand on it. You should watch episode 1, see how I did the command, watch episode 2, see how I did the command, and then make a command off of that. And I'd love to see people show me their work. So anyway, public void on, let's do block break. So do block break event. We'll go to player, and if event.get block.get type dot equals oh wait, my bad, material dot, then we want to set my oh, that's something that we actually didn't do. We want a way to set the player's rank, so we could do public void set player rank string rank, and then what we can do is we can do selected rank equals get rank, and we can do rank players put player unique ID and selected rank, and there we go. That's how you do that. Now we go back to the listener, and now we want to set the player's rank, so we do rank controller set player rank player, and then we want admin. Again, you don't want to do it this way. I'm just doing it just to show you. And another way that we want to check is we want to do public void on chat. So we do async. And now we want to actually set the player's chat as the color. Player. And now we get the oh, my bad, player, and we do event dot set message as rank dot get color plus event dot get message. Now what this is going to return is it's going to end up returning and 7 and then the message, and we don't want that. We want it to actually color the message. So the way that we can do this is we can do private string color string message, and then what we can do is we can return chat color. Now I'm going to explain what I'm doing in a second. Just give me 2 minutes. This and the message. Right, so we're going to be making a color method, and this just pretty much converts it into color codes. So this is how you convert the and sign to actual color codes. You can also just do chat color dot and then like blue. It's really up to you. You pretty much want to do it this way, and then you should probably make a utils class where you can just fetch this from any class that you want, rather than keep on doing it in each class. It's just more ideal to just make it into one class. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to add color, put it inside this, and now there we go. We've got a whole listener done, and now you can see that you know, it's all done, but we haven't registered it, and it's not going to work if we don't. So we want to register that real quick. Get plugin manager, register listener, new player listeners. I'm going to add the rank controller as a parameter and this. Okay, so there we go. Now our whole plugin is complete. We've got a listener that will add the players, load the players rank when they join. When they quit, it will save it to the file. When they break a dirt block, it will give them admin rank. And when they talk in chat, it should change the color. So pretty much what we're hoping for is gray when they're default and red when they're admin. And we got a little rank bit, and we also got the rank controller, the whole rank controller, which we're using everything from it. So I'm gonna build this real quick, and I'm gonna load it up in game, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, so now I've actually loaded the Minecraft up, and I've loaded the actual plugin into the server. Let's just go double check that everything loaded fine. As you see, we got our config.yml with the values in it, and we also got a ranks.yml which loaded fine. So now if we actually join the server, ooh, oh, okay, I'll keep on forgetting to ping it. Alright, anyway, so now if we join the server, we know that our rank should default be the default rank. So if we talk in chat, as you can see, our chat color is it's gray, which is exactly what we wanted, and usually is white. And now we want to break a piece of dirt, and it should set our rank to admin. So it's set our rank to admin. I added a little debug message just so we can, double check that it's working fine. And so now it sets our rank to admin because our chat is now red. I just added a little bucket dot broadcast message, and I just put set admin to rank just to make sure that everything's working. Just wanted to make sure everything was working fine and everything. You can add that in yourself as well, but it's only ideal if you're actually testing your plugin. But there we go. That's the whole plugin created. You can now, expand your knowledge and create maybe a command and then make it so you could do like rank set and then the player's name and then a certain rank. You can maybe add your own custom ranks into it. You can even add permissions in, and then what you would do is you could just check when they execute a command, just check if they have rank, well, if they have player.has permission, and you could check for certain permission. So anyway, I hope this video did help, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure you press that like button. The past couple videos, the feedback has been amazing. I've just had a bit of a delay in creating a new one, but we're back on the grind. Hopefully I should be able to push out another few videos in the next couple days or so. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video. Make sure you press that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.